Why transactional sex destroys men. A truth you learn too late. At first glance, nothing seems wrong. It's consensual. She smiles. He pays. Everyone walks away. No strings, no mess, just business. Two adults, consenting. One offers their body, the other offers money. No lies, no pretending, just business. Everyone gets what they want, or so it appears. She gets paid. He gets a release. The world keeps turning. And for a while, that illusion holds. What nobody tells you is that some poisons don't kill on contact. They corrode quietly, slowly, underneath your awareness. But the most dangerous things in life are often the ones that feel harmless at first. The kind that quietly rewires your values while promising short-term satisfaction. And that's exactly what transactional sex does. It doesn't destroy instantly. It erodes subtly, because the true danger of transactional sex isn't in the first act. It's in the repetition. It's in what it teaches you about yourself over time. You see, it's not just the body that's being used. It's the mind. It's the soul. And the more you engage in that exchange, the more your psyche begins to adjust. You stop seeing your body as sacred. Because while the damage done to women through transactional sex is often discussed, or at least acknowledged, the silent collapse happening inside the man is rarely explored. And yet it's real, corrosive, and tragic. Let's talk honestly, for the man. Because in the beginning, it feels like power. It feels like you're winning. Swipe, pay, collect. No emotional drama. No expectations. A new girl each week, sometimes each night. You tell yourself it's freedom. You say you're in control. But here's the truth most men won't admit until it's too late. You're not chasing sex. You're chasing novelty. And novelty is a drug, with a slow, brutal side effect. Because eventually, you don't even enjoy the act itself. What you crave is different. New curves, new moans, new personalities to decode, new games to play. You're not making love. You're feeding an addiction. And like all addictions, the high gets shorter, and the emptiness afterward gets deeper. But here's the part no one warns you about. The more you consume women this way, the harder it becomes to see them as human. You stop viewing women as potential partners. You start seeing them as stops, ports you dock in, extract pleasure from, and leave. You don't linger. You don't trust. You don't connect. You start to assume every woman has a price. That loyalty is a performance. That love is just delayed payment. And that messes with your head in ways you don't even realize. Because now, even when you want to connect with someone real, your heart doesn't know how. You question sincerity. You assume everyone's faking it because you've spent years watching women fake intimacy with the ease of seasoned actresses. Moans for money, eye contact for ego. You've trained yourself to detach, and when a good woman shows up, you can't even recognize her. You project, you test her, you look for cracks. You self-sabotage because love now feels like a scam. And it gets even darker. Some of the women you paid, they had boyfriends, fiancés, husbands even. You watched in real time how easily loyalty can bend in the presence of money. And even if it wasn't your intention, you saw how quickly "I love you" turned into "how much." And now, even if you find a woman of integrity, your heart will whisper, "Don't trust it." You won't believe in innocence anymore. You'll assume every woman has a hidden cost. You'll carry suspicion like armor, and it will ruin you, not loudly, but slowly, quietly. This is what transactional sex does to men. It doesn't just empty your wallet, it empties your soul. You become emotionally handicapped. You lose the ability to build, to be vulnerable, to be seen. And instead, you become addicted to the role of conqueror, always chasing, never staying. You collect bodies, not memories. You chase pleasure, not peace. And what's worse, you call it masculinity. You wear your numbness like a badge, but deep down, you know it's not strength. It's damage. You're just afraid to admit it. And that's why ancient cultures were so strict about sex within marriage. It wasn't because they feared pleasure. It was because they understood something our generation has forgotten, that sex is not just physical, it's spiritual. It builds bonds or it breaks souls. And once you turn it into a transaction, you've stripped it of its sacredness. And what's left? a performance, a moment, a withdrawal with no deposit. And no, you won't feel the destruction immediately. At first, it'll feel like power, like choice, like abundance. But time will humble you. You'll wake up in a quiet house, scrolling through numbers that no longer respond. You'll find yourself in a room full of women and still feel completely alone. You'll realize that no amount of bodies can fill the void you created by numbing your ability to love, trust, and be truly known. And worst of all, you'll want real connection, but your soul won't remember how to receive it. So what's wrong with transactional sex? Everything that doesn't show up on day one. It corrodes your view of women. It rots your ability to trust. It weakens your masculine presence. It turns what should be sacred into something disposable. And if you keep treating women like commodities, don't be surprised when you stop believing love even exists. So if you're a man watching this, pause. Ask yourself, am I feeding a need or numbing a wound? Am I building connection or running from it? Because transactional sex doesn't just cost money, it costs your future. And by the time you realize that, there's no refund. For the man, the impact is more invisible, but just as deep. He becomes addicted to convenience over connection, to control over closeness, to empty release over real intimacy, and eventually, he loses his ability to pair sex with meaning. He stops seeking love, not because he doesn't want it, but because he no longer knows how to feel it. Every encounter becomes just another transaction. He's not fulfilled, he's numb. Again, what's wrong with transactional sex? Everything. Not because it's illegal, not because it's shameful, but because it steals the very things that make life worth living: connection, trust, peace, and real love. And it doesn't steal them overnight. It robs you slowly, quietly, efficiently, until one day you look in the mirror and don't recognize the man staring back. If this message spoke to something in you, share it. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Let's have a real grown man conversation. Like, subscribe, and follow for more content that challenges the surface and reaches the soul, because the truth will set you free. But first, it might piss you off. Stay rare, stay aware, stay rooted.